Happy holidays. Welcome in. It's the Recruiting Roundup. This is Jason Jewell. My name is Jared Cohen. We're bringing you the latest in the recruiting world around the state of Arizona, and we're going to start with some official visits that happened over the weekend. Arguably one of the top players in the state and also this side of the country, Priest Willis visited LSU. Jason, what can you tell us about how that visit went for him?
The big DB out of Marcos was completely in awe over his visit to LSU. They're known as DBU, and Priest has aspirations of playing in the NFL, probably like most high school kids do, but he has a legitimate shot with him being 6'2", 200-pound kid. He's also visited Nebraska, visited Florida State. ASU and UCLA are in the mix. He said he was initially going to announce at the Under Armour All-America game, but things might have changed. He liked LSU so much. He said over the next few weeks, which is the dead period, he's going to sit down and talk with his family and see if he can narrow his list down a little bit more.
Well, a very hot commodity coming out of the state of Arizona. That's Priest Willis. Another commodity, Clarence Smith out of Yunker, a guy that we mentioned as a sleeper prospect a few weeks back, and he's starting to gain some momentum as we've head into the recruiting season.
He got his fifth offer from South Dakota State, and South Dakota State's in here recruiting very heavy. Just got a commitment last week at Desert Vista safety Nick Farina, but this is a fifth offer. And he went and visited South Dakota State and actually loved it. A kid from Arizona going up into the snow and the blizzard and liked it up there. The Jackrabbits are doing a good job. Smith is also going to visit northern Arizona and Arkansas Pine Bluff, but he's been hearing from Utah and Nevada recently, so he might end up with an FBS offer before it's all said and done.
Jake Rowe out of Chaparral being recruited on the offensive and defensive side of the football. One school that's looking at him more defense, Duke, is the place that he visited over the weekend.
It was his fifth visit to Duke. He's the first kid in the state of Arizona to take all 5 official visits. A prospect is allowed to take 5 official visits. He's taken them all, done all of his homework. He said he is probably going to announce this week. Other schools in the mix, Iowa, Boise State, Washington State, and San Diego State.
And the last player, we're talking about all these players that have had visits. Here's a guy that decided he's not going to take any more visits and he's going to stick to a commitment that he made earlier in the football season.
All-state offensive tackle Kenny Lacy from Mountain Point initially visited UCLA and he committed right after his visit. That was his first one. Then he visited Nebraska and he talked about visiting Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, Michigan. Well, head coach Jim Mora of the Bruins came, did an in-home visit with Kenny, and he decided, no, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm committed to UCLA, and he canceled all of his visits.
Very interesting news from Kenny Lacy, one of the top offensive linemen in the state. Let's get into some of the offers. The first one, another offensive lineman. Give a love to a senior picking up his first offer leading up before signing day. That's Colin Marquez out of Red Mountain.
He's a kid I absolutely love, and I named him to my all-state team. He's 6'5", 265 pounds. If you watch his highlight film, he gets after it. He's a nasty physical player. Air Force offered him, and I'm very happy that he finally was extended an offer.
The offers keep rolling in for junior quarterback out of Desert Mountain, Kyle Allen. What's his latest offer?
Now he's into the double-digit offers. Colorado State offered him. Coach McElwain in here recruiting heavily. And you're talking about Colorado State is where, interesting fact, Kyle's quarterback coach, Jeff Harper, played at Colorado State.
Tyler Williams, another quarterback, won the state championship for Ironwood Ridge, another player that South Dakota State has on their radar.
Right, we mentioned the Jackrabbits earlier. They came in and offered him. He's potentially going to trip there, but he also has a visit set up to Yale.
And he's going to be a guy that'll play defensive back at the next level, correct?
Correct. He's 6'1", 6'2", 190 pounds. Played quarterback out of need, but is definitely, with his skill set, is a DB at the next level.
And the last one, a wide receiver that just gets more and more and more and more offers as the season goes along. That's Elroy Masters out of Sunrise Mountain.
No offers going into the season. Now he has 9, 10 offers. New Mexico State, the Aggies, just offered him. He's visited San Jose State already, but their coaching staff, went to Colorado, so that might be in limbo a little bit if he still has an offer from the Spartans or not. He's visits potentially to Nevada, also to Colorado State, New Mexico State now in the mix.
A perfect product of what a great senior season, even if you haven't had any offers yet, could bring you in the end. Jason, there's some guys that have also received some offers from Division II schools from around the valley. Let's hit on a couple of those.
Yeah, we tend to focus on the Division I kids, but there's great football played at the Division II level, and if a kid can get his education paid for, that's the ultimate goal. The bottom line is there's some very talented players in some schools in the RMAC conference out of Colorado that recruit here very heavily. Marcos Niza linebacker Derek Craig was offered by Adams State and by Colorado Pueblo, and then a sleeper prospect, Goldwater outside backer tight end Seth Manzanares, received his first offer from Colorado Mesa.
And Jason, coaching at GCC, very involved in the JUCO scene as well, and there was a lot of junior college commitments that have happened in the last week.
This is a very, very talented league for the fact that there are no Division II, Division III, or NAIA programs in the state of Arizona. Arizona Western, a very talented school. Their defensive end, Sam Wren, committed to Oklahoma State. He's going to play big-time football. They had a quarterback, Cassius Sendis. He committed to Kansas. Mesa Community College had 2 kids commit to Hawaii. Big offensive tackle David Griffin was committed to South Alabama, flipped to Hawaii, and their safety, Tidji Hill, he committed to Hawaii as well. And then Scottsdale Community College had a safety out of Mesa Mountain View, DJ Giroux, he committed to Florida Atlantic.
Players that have been in your backyard the last couple seasons that could be getting playing time immediately at some major college programs next season coming via the JUCO route. If you haven't checked it out yet, Jason and we pooled your nominations from also the community as well as coaches for the first team all academic offense. That's up on pros2preps.com. Make sure you keep an eye out for the defense that'll be posted this week. Until next time, this is Jason Jewell. My name is Jared Cohen. This is the Recruiting Roundup on pros2preps.com.